Hey guys, Tech Made Easy, and thank you so much for clicking on our video today. Look at Brooklyn, she's sitting up. It's so rare that she sits up. Guys, today's video is going to be all about this 20-inch hedge trimmer attachment. It's an HTA2000. Now, keep in mind, this is for the multi-head system, and we went out and got the optional extension pole that's 31 inches on top. And our multi-head is connected to our snow shovel, which is nice. And as you can see, we even have our edger as well, if you really need to do some deep edging. But the reason why we need all of this is because we've got two huge holly bushes in the front of our house. I get on a ladder every year to trim them. And let me tell you, it is trouble, because it's dangerous, to be honest with you. I don't know how high these bushes are, but they're pretty darn high. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get reach measurements because I wasn't able to find, how much reach will the multi-head, the hedge trimmer attachment and the pole give me. I couldn't find that. So I'm going to measure with the pole extension and I'm going to measure without. So you find out how long of a reach this tool will give you so we can try to be informative. But why don't we go ahead and get started. Hi, it's Al from Tech Made Easy with a real quick message. I just want to let you know the video you're about to watch is not sponsored. We went out and bought the products ourselves. So, if you like our video, please give us a thumbs up. It definitely helps. Share our video. And lastly, we hope you subscribe to our channel and become a part of the family. Thank you. Let's go ahead and get this unboxed. And there it goes. So we've got the hedge trimmer attachment here and we've got the pole here. Alright, let's take a look at some measurements real quick. And then what I'll do is I'll show you how to take off the multi-tool and then I'll show you how to put it on as well at the same time. But let's do some measurements real quick. Now, one of my favorite measuring tapes is this Lufkin 25-inch. And it's really strong from what I found. It's made well, and it's really clear on both sides. We did a review on this too, and we like it. We'll put some links in the description, but let's go ahead and measure what, how big this, and I'll zoom out all the way. All right, so I'm going to measure from the tip of the hedge trimmer attachment and go all the way up, and we get, let me make sure that's locked in. All right, and we get 58 inches. Now keep in mind, we have to go to this line because this is kind of where it locks into place, so you don't get this. You get measurement up to that. So 58 inches on the hedge trimmer attachment from tip to tip. Now what about the extension pole? Is it really 31 inches? Well, let's find out. So again, we're going to grab the measurement from here, not from the bottom, but from here. So there we go, and we actually end up sneaking in about 28 inches, maybe 28¼ inches. So not 31, but 28 and change. So very important, right? I mean, every inch counts, for the job that you're doing. So to take it off, you really just need to loosen the tension, right? So loosen this up. But keep in mind, I mean, when you use this, it still makes it kind of pushes the metal together and still makes it pretty tight. And then what you need to do, here's a kind of a release. So we're going to release this and pull it out. Depending on the tool and the weight, you might have to struggle a little bit, because it's an odd thing, especially with the snow shovel attachment on the other end. Also, make sure you keep these tips. Don't throw these out, because I'm going to take the tip from here when I'm using this tool and I'm going to put it on here. So no dirt, no dust gets in it. I didn't think of that in the beginning. I used to throw these away when I first started getting into multi-tool. So keep those tips. Let's get to know the hedge trimmer attachment. They say it'll give you a 1-inch cut. So I think that's pretty good. I'm not a landscaper, but yeah, these look pretty darn sharp, to be honest with you. But yeah, I love the way this just slides on and off. Now let me take this off for a minute, because we're going to, well, I'll leave it on, sorry, and let's take a look at some of the other benefits before we plug this in. So they say there's 12 articulating positions. Now we've got this straight, right? It's all the way straight. But they've got this lever that, you know, basically you're going to hold, and you just pull this out. So this is your latch, I guess. If you want to move this into a different position, you're going to open this up, and then you're going to turn it. So I'll just show you. Wow, so this thing goes practically backwards. I mean, if you need to get into odd situations, or, you know, if you're cutting your bushes, right? So that is amazing. I didn't even realize, wow, this thing goes, I don't know if that's a storage position and if it will work. But I will tell you, this thing, they say there's 12 positions. So this does come pre-assembled, which is cool. You don't have to mess with anything. And, you know, it looks like it's greased also. So all of the little positions, all 12 positions, you can see. And, yeah, this is just a close look at the unit. We'll look at the bottom. A couple of screws for maintenance reasons. Top down. And no motor in here, right? No motor. The motor is connected to the multi-head, and so your weight is on your multi-head. Some rubber grip you got, and when we push this in, we will push it in, and it will pretty much stop here. And there's a piece that'll lock in here, and then there's a piece that will grab this and actually turn the motor, you know, turn the mechanism using the multi-head motor. So to connect this, you just want to line up the arrow. You want to slide this on, nice and easy. This arrow here will align with this arrow here. So push it in. Now it's not in all the way, because there's a little latch in here that when you push this down, it pulls it up, and then it'll lock into place. And then all you have to do is tighten. All right, there it goes. It locked into place. And now all you do is tighten, and this thing, you know, the motor is now locked into the mechanism to make the hedge trimmer move. Now we're going to take a measurement with just the hedge trimmer on the multi-tool. So we were having difficulty getting this in. Now it went in, but it wasn't pushing all the way down. The trick to making this work is sometimes you have to move these gears. You just turn this by your hand, push it in. If it doesn't go in right, you know, and again, you got to push this button in too. But again, just turn this a little bit more, push the button, and then you'll see it actually go in. So we did get it right this time, but wanted to share that tip with you. See, all the way in. We're doing the measurement from the handle. So let's see how long this is. And we're getting about 83 inches. Now, we measured it that way, assuming that you're grabbing it with the pole and the handle and pushing up. So we're just kind of being as fair as we can. So 83 inches. Now, what about with the extension pole? Well, let's find out. One thing the channel's known for is detail, and let me tell you, with a tool like the hedge trimmer, there are times you need to move it into totally different positions, and I just want to show you that this specific hedge trimmer has 1 and 2 locking positions, because you can actually have it in 2 positions that could really be helpful with the angle of the hedge trimmer. So that's really nice. So now I want to take a moment and just show you some of the positions. Obviously this is an easy one, right? Straight out. So let's switch this now and show you a couple of positions. So let's start off with as far down as it can go, and that's it. Now don't worry about Brooklyn, she's staying there, but yeah, you can basically use the tool this way. And then there's 5 additional positions before this goes out straight. All you do is take this and move it up each time, and it'll lock into a different position. Now I'm going to hold this, right? So that is your locked, your straight position, but down, down, down. So you've really got some good flexibility in the tool. Now that's the tool straight. So again, it'll also, 12 different positions. So pop the lock, move it into place, and it'll lock. Move it into place, lock it into place. And it looks like the next one from here locks straight up like we used in our demo. Now, as we showed you earlier in the video, the hedge attachment locks in 2 different ways so that you have even more positions to choose from. So let's take a look at those and what they look like. So we've loosened this already. We're going to push this in. We're going to turn this now. We're going to get it locked in place. We're going to tighten it. And now, again, depending on if you need it, our handle is still straight, but now look, our hedge piece is now in a different direction, allowing us to go down like we did before and go all the way up, right? And again, you really have so much flexibility with the tool. Sorry I don't have a camera crew, but it's really nice if you need those odd angles, you're able to do that. One thing I really like, and I know you're thinking it's pretty simple, this piece consistently goes on very easy. The way they designed it, I've had a couple of different hedge trimmers, and you try to put this on and it just doesn't go on, and you're like, okay, now I got to mess with the blades. But this thing goes on so easy. It's stiff, yet it is so consistent. You don't have to play around trying to put this on, throw it in your truck, do what you need to do. It goes off and it goes on, pretty darn easy. I'm doing it with one hand, so I like that. So how long is this now with the extension pole? Well, let's find out. It looks like 110 inches, to the edge, or the tip, I should say. There you go. Before we do the demonstration, so if you were wondering if the extension pole had 2 positions, it doesn't. It just has 1. So it goes in, it doesn't have 2 positions. But the hedge trimmer does, because you might not use the pole. So you've got the 1 and the 2 like we showed you before. So I'm going to be putting this lighter battery on, this 2.5 amp hour battery, for this demonstration. And this is pretty good. But if you are going to do a lot of hedge trimming, right? This is the backpack link. And what this does, if you haven't seen it, and we'll put a link in the description for a video we did, but this pops off. There's a dummy battery in here. And what happens is, this connects to this. Sorry, I don't have a camera crew, but that's locked in now. And now you can take a 10 amp hour battery and you can throw it on the backpack link, and then take the backpack and put it on your back. Think about it, 2.5 amp hour, 10 amp hour. This thing will last you if you've got a big job. You throw this on your back, it transfers the power through the dummy battery. It makes the tool lighter. So I'll put the picture of the video we did right there. And I'll put a link to the video in the description, and I'll put a link to the product in the description because I really like this. Oh my God, it's just light, it's easy, it works with all of the residential Eagle tools. So there she goes. Look how big that tree is. I mean, that's a holly bush, but it's huge. Now, I cleaned it up a little while ago because I couldn't get this tool to come in, but you know, I'll do a drop more. But let me tell you, getting up to the top of that tree is something else. So I lifted this up, right? Look how tall this is. And look how tall the tree is, right? It's a tall tree. So the way I mounted the handle when I first got the multi-head, I put it here. But I'll tell you now, I'm almost tempted to move it here depending on the weight distribution. So, you know, you can move this up and you can also put it here. I might even go out and buy the replacement handle that has the latch. I'm going to put a picture right here so you can see that. I believe it will work with this. I'm not 100% sure, but I'll put a picture there. And what I'll do is I'll confirm if it works with this tool. And if it does, I'll put a link in the description, because then you don't have to take 4 screws off. You just have to open a latch, move the handle, or take the handle and put it here and close the latch. All right, so in this example, I just want to take a moment and really show you that this 18-foot holly bush, this trimmer is really, really long, and it can reach, you know, almost the top. Now I'm going to do some light trimming here, because I've already trimmed this tree, but works really well. You know, definitely can be a little heavy and a little awkward, but I'll tell you now, I will keep this. It is so much better than getting on a ladder with a shorter tool. So definitely worth it, especially with the extension pole. The extension pole is off, and I even changed the angle in order to do this. So here's the reason why I put it up in this angle. Because, you know, although this bush is pretty trimmed, you know, I would actually, instead of going out and getting my other hedge trimmer, I would just change the angle. Turn it on. Do a little cleanup there. The angles can be very helpful. As you can see, the angle I have now, I can get around this little bush. So this also helps you with getting into the back of the bush, so you don't have to. And that's what it looks like trimmed. You know, I could have probably trimmed it more, but I got a mess to clean up, and those things are sharp. But not bad. Again, not really made for small bushes, but you can use it for everything. So I do have bad news. This handle that has the latch that came with the 16-inch Line IQ trimmer does not fit on here. And it would have been so nice if they would have made this where it could fit on slightly different sized poles. But if you see here, I'm not able to get that screw through there in order to put this on. So I'm sorry guys, I just thought that'd be a great idea to have an adjustable handle. I also wanted to mention the multi-head tool itself has 2 speed positions. So if you want a faster speed, you can switch it to 2. So that's good to know. So we're going to go over a final conclusion. We're going to talk a little bit about cons and pros. So the first con is this thing can be heavy, and it can be a little awkward, especially when you're going up high in the trees. So, you know, with the pole or without, it can be. It is definitely expensive. This can cost up to $500 with the extension pole. And I mean, you might be able to get it for around $400 on sale without the pole, so just be aware. Now, I do wish that it had a latch system, or I wish that it had a telescopic system, so you can, on the fly, just kind of make this longer or shorter without having to take the pole off and put the pole on. So maybe that's a future generation. So the other con is, with the multi-head, this locks into place by screws. I would love to see them put a new handle on that has a latch system, so you can slide it up or down depending on where you want it. And in some cases, you might even be able to put it in the front. So I'd like to see that as well. While Brooklyn takes a little nap, I'm going to now talk to you a little bit about the pros. So I love that you can use the one battery, right? That's what's great about Ego, that one battery, and it's not a regular battery. Learn about, you know, arc lithium and keep cool technology. We put it in a lot of our videos. It is a very smart battery. It will even discharge itself if you leave it laying around over time. And we made a video on that because people freak out when they see the battery, you know, going and changing colors. The build quality is solid, hands down. I mean, this thing is made very well. I like that it also has 12 positions, you know, for the hedge trimmer. So that little bar here really will let you move this thing around, which is also pretty cool. And don't forget, we showed you the 2 positions here. So you can actually move this into 2 different positions to give you even more angles. So I like that a lot. I like that the multi-head system has 2 speeds, so that helps. And I like with the extension pole that it gives you that super long reach, which is really cool. So guys, I hope you found this review helpful and you found some information that will help you along the way. If it did, give us a thumbs up. It always helps the channel. It really does. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, become a member of the family. You'll see Brooklyn a lot. You'll see my hands a lot. But we try to provide another level of detail, which is cool. In the video description, you'll see our Instagram, our Twitter, our Facebook. You could follow us there as well. And share our video with your friends, your family, or in a group chat. And thank you so, so much. Guys, have a wonderful day. Hey guys, take a moment and give us a thumbs up. We'd really appreciate it. As you can see, Brooklyn, she's waving her tail for you. Take a moment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell and you'll get notified of new videos we come out with. Also, follow us and contact us on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. We'd love to have you. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.